Steve, what are you doing? No, that's the, oh, we got to start. Hey, everybody, we are so glad you're with us here tonight for vIDLIFT. This is where we build each other up. So if you've come looking for community, a place to improve, a place to cheer each other on, you are in the right place. And we have a really cool format. Tonight, we're going to watch two different clips from videos that have been submitted. We're all in the chat going to talk about some things that are going really well in those videos, some ideas that we might want to steal for our own videos. We're also going to look at some things that we might suggest doing a little bit differently. And by doing that, we all grow together because we can take those ideas and improve our own videos. So if you're looking to improve and help others improve, you're in the right place. And the cool thing is there's a panel of amazing video makers right here with us tonight. And let's start with the first one. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Steve Turtle. Steve, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Something's different.
What do you mean? Hey, how you doing?
It looked like you had taken off to the panhandle of some state somewhere.
Well, I am down in Florida, that little panhandle part, not the long part, but the panhandle part over there on the Gulf of Mexico. We're down there at a pioneer settlement, and it is a hoot. And the more I'm down here, the more Southern I sound.
Well, good. That will be like a promotion for you.
Yes, it will. So we're going to do vIDLIFT tonight.
We are going to do vIDLIFT. Can you tell us, if I wanted to watch the Steve Turtle channel, what would make me want to watch Steve Turtle? What do you have going on there?
Oh, my goodness. Well, first off, if you've never been to a pioneer settlement, come on over. I'm trying to make a few videos about the pioneer settlement. We're going to have a big day on October the 16th. It's going to be a Pioneer Day and Goat Day. It's going to be a hoot. It'll be an all-day affair. We'll have a band and people walking around, cowboys and Indians shooting each other. It's going to be fun. So I'm hoping to gather some video for that and share that as well. But I also talk about the work camper perspective, because I'm a work camper and I like to show what I do as a work camper and working at a pioneer settlement. So here lately, that's what I've been doing.
That's really cool. Now, time out. You said it's going to be a hoot. The last video I saw of yours, it must have been a bigger to do because it was a hoot nanny. Is that a bigger deal?
Well, it was a hoot nanny because it had a band. So I guess this could be a hoot nanny too. So yeah.
Well, congratulations to you for learning the lingo. I'm so proud of you.
I'm trying, and I invented a word today. I can't remember what it was. What was it? Used to could not.
That's not new, brother. We know that one. That's a good one. Used to could not. Well, Steve and I are fortunate that we also have someone who is a pro at cameras and technology. This guy can turn on and off a computer. So let's meet Dave from Texas Family Camping. How are you, Dave?
Hello, my name is Dave from Texas Family Camping, and I make videos about all things camping and things that also include stuff like living in an RV full-time and traveling around the country. Thank you.
He is a computer. Y'all, we've got the actual, this is the internet. We have the internet right here, and his name is Dave. And Dave has just about the cutest family on all of the interwebs. So if you want to see some cool camping adventures with probably the cutest family out there, go check out Texas Family Camping. Where are y'all right now, Dave? What's coming up soon?
We are in our driveway. But what's coming up real soon is I'm working on a video about our time in Amana, Iowa, when we had a YouTube meetup.
Yeah, and that didn't involve a big red barn, did it?
No, it did not involve a big red barn. It involved a rowdy wedding with some fights. I didn't catch any of that on video, though. But I did catch Donovan and Jody on video.
Donovan and Jody. Let's meet Donovan. Y'all, this is Donovan from RV on the Wayside. How are you, sir?
Sorry, reboot. Used to could not, but now have to reboot. I'm doing great. How are you guys? I'm Donovan from RV on the Wayside. I was at Amana. If he caught me on tape, just know that he is a master manipulator. So if I'm doing anything wrong, know that he made it look that way. And and we're making videos that are fun to do or trying to do something different. And that's what I mean. We started out as a travel video, and we'll still do some of those, but now we're just trying to have fun and entertain or let you hear my terrible music. Whatever happens next, I don't even know.
Y'all, if you've not checked out these channels, Dave from Texas Family Camping, Donovan from RV on the Wayside, or Steve from Steve Turtle, all three are really great channels, and we are thrilled to be with you tonight. The format, what we're going to do, we're going to play a little clip for you from two channels. We've got Camping Therapy, and we've got Adventures and Pop-Ups. And the cool thing is we've heard from both of those before, and both of them have taken some things that we talked about, and they've put some of them into action, and we get to see the progress we have made. And they've both done some really cool things since we've seen them. So I'm really excited to get to see them. When I popped in a second ago, Dave and Steve and Donovan, you weren't in this order. Are you comfortable with this order? Can you handle this? Good, because I really don't care. I was just trying to pretend that I was being nice. So what we're going to do, let's see. Which one y'all want to start with? I've got both of them sitting here ready to go. The first one, I think that's the perfect one to start with. How about what, Donovan?
The title is the pop-ups first.
All right, then let's do the pop-ups first. Y'all, this is Adventures and Pop-Ups, and what they're referencing is they made a video with a storage solution for their pop-up camper, and they're coming back to tell us that it didn't go quite as they had planned. And what we're looking at is the first minute of this video. And what we want to talk about is how they capture the audience's attention. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. I'm not even going to give you a chance to figure it out. They capture the audience's attention. So what we'd like you to do in the chat is, as you watch this first minute from Adventures and Pop-Ups, type in the chat what things you see them doing that catch our attention and keep us engaged. So here is our round one with Adventures and Pop-Ups.
Hello, welcome to Adventures and Pop-Ups. I am Rachel. This is where you come for tips, tricks, hacks, and mods, campsite reviews to help your pop-up camping and camping adventures more awesome. Today, we have a little issue that we need to work through. If you saw our organizational hack video with our funky cabinet, it still is a good hack. However, we had issues. This extreme hold, all-weather, powerful double sticky tape that was supposed to hold pounds and pounds. I used plenty of it. I used more than should be for the weight that I was expecting. However, in the summer weather, it did not hold up. I'm sure our camper probably got over 100 degrees when we were not using it in the driveway, and we are having some issues with it sticking. So while the organization part of it is good, we need a backup plan. The backup plan is staples. We'll see how this goes.
Man. So our format, each of the four folks on the screen are going to tell you just a little bit about what they saw. Then we'll all watch it again, and then we'll all discuss it together. But as we're doing this, if you guys would continue typing in the chat, what did you notice about that 1 minute clip? Dave, why don't you get us started? What'd you think?
Well, I thought that the video, it cuts straight to the point real fast. So that is a great positive thing. And her presentation, along with the music, was so on point. I thought I was watching Bob Vila in This Old House. I mean, it literally, the quality of it was that good. So I can definitely see why things are going well for them. Improvements? I guess just maybe try going through your script a few more times so that you could be more ready. Anybody else catch that? Nobody? Okay. I thought it was great. I think that they're doing a great job. Donovan, did you catch anything that might have been missing?
Well, First of all, I agree. I love the screen presence. She commands it and owns it, and I love that. I thought the music was complimentary to what was going on when we got to start seeing her doing doing the stapling and stuff. Um, and I like, the opening, what do you call it, title screen where you show your channel. That was quick and simple, and it didn't bother me at all. And I thought explaining what her channel was about, if you could do it in less words, I think it'd be great. But I don't know that you could do that in less words. You guys do a lot. So I thought that was really good. And then when you kicked it in, the only thing I can say is I thought you buried the lead a little early. I would have liked to seen you say something about, and things went wrong, and then had some kind of, as Scott taught us, a pattern interrupt at that moment to make us wait just a minute, just a few seconds longer before you jumped right in and told us what was wrong in the situation. But I know this was a how-to video, so I'm not sure if that really fits in this story, but I just felt like showing it all down on the ground right away, maybe either just show that and then explain how it happened. But anyway, outside of that, I loved it. Steve.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, I too loved it. And I really believe that in that 1 minute clip, if your analytics show that it's doing what you want it to do, I wouldn't touch a thing. For myself, I thought that there were a couple spots that it was a little bit long of the talking head. There was at the very beginning, the first clip was about 17 seconds of talking, in which the command presence, as everybody has discussed, I think is awesome. And that may be, what draws people to the video or draws people to the channel, because the way you speak and the way you talk. But either way, it was about 17 seconds and you're talking about your brand. I think that would be a good time, not necessarily to take away from you, but put things up in the outside of the screen that would show tips, tricks, and mods and reviews. Maybe. That sort of keeps things popping so that it's moving. The second clip, there was some B-roll, and then the second clip was about 30 seconds long, and you start talking about the failure of the first video and trying to get everything. I think that would be a good time to throw up a little more B-roll, maybe tape specs that shows that this sticks and holds 500 pounds, but it did not. Or maybe some of the video fail because you had all of that video from the previous video. You could have showed a few things in there as you talked about it, just as a way or something to consider maybe for another video. But I thought it was awesome. I think your channel's doing really, really good. Pretty outstanding. I think in 5 months you have about 34 videos and 1,000 subscribers. So that's decent. Mr. Scott.
Well, I just like to point out in the chat that Blake is with us and he's talking about Rachel. So Blake is agreeing with us. We all say that Rachel is awesome. She is rocking this on-screen business. I 100% agree. I don't think we've had a video on here that I've felt delivers as well as this one. I think this is the first one that I've been I really, really like what you guys are doing. As other folks have said, I feel like the overall feel is commercial. And I don't mean like watching a commercial. I mean like it's like a commercial program that I would watch for DIY. And, Donovan was saying, if I had to come up with something, it might be holding off a little bit for the payoff. But you guys make a promise and you deliver. And that's why people are watching. And that's why people are subscribing. They're coming in for this DIY and you don't hold back. You say, all right, you want to see the DIY? And here it is. And I think you have figured that out. It was really smart. Very early on, you talked about a previous video. Well, I'm here to learn. But at the end, I might want to go see that video. So you've already got me at the beginning wanting to go see that other video. Yeah, maybe when I finish this, I'll click on that. I mean, you are doing it. You talked about the payoff, and then you gave a disclaimer, and it was the summer weather, and it made me go, well, yeah, I have that. So maybe this product isn't right for me. And I agree that there were some longer talking heads in there, but the on-screen presence, the material, the actual material you're talking about, it kept me engaged. And then your use of B-roll, I was right there with you. You didn't lose me at all. When you got to the end of the clip we watched and you said, let's see how this goes. I want to see how this goes. I'm right there with you. I think You guys did an outstanding job in that first minute. And that's what we're looking at, is the first minute. We spend a lot of our time on this live stream is spent looking at people's first minute and the engagement factor. I'd be curious to see your analytics. People who click on this video are clearly wanting some DIY help, and you delivered in that first minute. And we'll do more discussion in just a sec. What we're going to do now is we're going to replay that 1 minute video. And I see we've got some folks in the chat. It's about time now. And camping therapy had some things to say. RCRV shared some things. So we're going to talk about those things. We've all got some things. But guys, as we watch this clip again, if you wouldn't mind typing in the chat anything you see that is something we might want to steal, or something you had a question about, or something that we might want to change, go ahead and type it in the chat, because we're going to discuss it in about 1 minute. So here is that clip again from Adventures in Pop-Ups.
Hello, welcome to Adventures in Pop-Ups. I am Rachel. This is where you come for tips, tricks, hacks, and mods, campsite reviews to help your pop-up camping and camping adventures more awesome. Today, we have a little issue that we need to work through. If you saw our organizational hack video with our funky cabinet, it still is a good hack. However, we had issues. This extreme hold, all-weather, powerful double sticky tape that was supposed to hold pounds and pounds, I used plenty of it. I used more than should be for the weight that I was expecting. However, in the summer weather, it did not hold up. I'm sure our camper probably got over 100 degrees when we were not using it in the driveway, and we are having some issues with it sticking. So while the organization part of it is good, we need a backup plan. The backup plan is staples. We'll see how this goes.
So, Dave, Donovan, Steve, what are your first thoughts now that we've come back together for discussion?
Could this video be more awesome?
I think staples are the solution.
Okay, I'm gonna be the offshoot.
Well, that sounds like you.
Yeah, I know. So just so you know, it's Blake and Rachel, right? Yeah. So where you put your staples, coming from experience, those things are great for organizing, but they don't hold up from the bouncing of a trailer or a RV. So where you want to put your staples in the future is right where the pockets start to sag down on that seam, and that'll keep them from ripping later, by the way, just so you know. And I know this from experience. Eventually those little pockets will start to pull away after it bounces so long. So if you put your staples right where the seam of the two meet, it'll hold them both up better.
I think we should change his name
because I want him to know it. I don't want him to fall apart on him again and have to do part 3.
His name. We should change Donovan's YouTube channel to vIDLIFT on the Wayside.
Big RV in the driveway right now, but we're going to Mayberry on Thursday, so we'll be good.
I noticed it's about time now. Said just the engagement of using your hands. I mean, people don't think about that. And of course, the quick cuts, we always talk about that. They're just trucking along, and the music wasn't overpowering, but it was enough to keep you engaged, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. And I did notice this time around that there's a pan in and a pan out during her talking. So, I thought it was great. Obviously. Now, did David, did you do any research or try to figure out, let's figure out why they're growing as fast and crazy as they are?
Well, when you look at their video that's got a lot of views, at 14,000 views,
Yep.
Top 10 tips on how to, make a better camping trip or lifestyle or whatever with a pop-up. I think that there are quite a few people out there with pop-ups. That's probably one of the first or entry-level RVs that people jump into before going to bigger things, and so they're wanting to make the most out of it. And so I feel like, for one, their channel name is great, and they're hitting home with stuff that's very useful for that RV lifestyle.
Yeah. And very searchable. I mean, a lot of people, like you just said, a lot of people are looking, I want to pop up because I want to go camping. And, a lot of people are searching for that. They had a short here recently. I think September the 20th. They had 724 or 25 views. And they picked up about 71 subscribers from that. So, you know, those little peaks and valleys really, you know, help motivate or help the momentum of the channel.
So I gotta say, when you have a family that big, I mean, the DIYs are never going to end. And I love that about them.
Let me ask you guys. So you're searching on the YouTubes and you're looking for an answer to a question, which is what helps the channel grow. You answer a question and they're answering a question here. When you click on the video and you start watching in that first minute, what makes Rachel an expert? Because that's what you want. You want somebody who has the information and you can trust them. What makes Rachel somebody you can trust? What makes her an expert? Why would you keep watching her?
Her confidence in her delivery right from the start made you just say, oh, I'm listening to this person. I mean, it really did.
Yeah, I agree. I think her command presence is good.
Now, what about the person that doesn't have that on-screen presence? What are some tricks they can use? Maybe they can't adjust their on-screen presence. They're going to be who they are. What are some things they can do not related to their camera presence that could establish that expert that they are?
Having that content that's easily searchable.
Searchable content.
Yeah, and you know, experience. You keep doing it, and you try to get better.
There's a lot of channels who don't even have somebody in front of the camera.
Right.
But their graphics, like their little readouts at the bottom and stuff, are so crisp and clear and clean. Mm-hmm. And it makes you feel like, oh, this person really knows what they're doing, versus sometimes people put stuff up and it looks nice, but it didn't show what the value was coming. I felt like it was more for flourish than it was for here's what you need to know. So sometimes you don't even have to be the speaker. There's lots of people don't even talk on their videos. And that's a way, if it's super clear and clean, that shows that you're making sure the information's being delivered for all.
So number one is content. If you've got the content, what I was thinking as I watched, like you guys said, her on-screen presence made me trust her from the moment she opened her mouth. I have no doubt that she knows what she's talking about. But as she got going, and Steve was talking about maybe show, oh, this is supposed to hold 500 pounds, but it doesn't. You could even show specs from the website, and you outline that and you show, and now you're the expert because you've got the information from the company saying they're supposed to do that. And then you're the expert because you have tested it out in the heat. You show the thermometer. So things that we can trust. Everything on the internet you can trust, right? So, but typically printed material you trust. Printed material, a thermometer. You're going to trust a thermometer. You told me it was 100 degrees, but just show me something as simple as that can establish that validity that you're looking for, right?
And it can be comedic or it can be serious.
No, it has to be comedic.
Well, you and I are going to say it has to be comedic, but I'm just saying. Sometimes you can actually show a real thermometer with 100, or you can show a cartoon one, with a face on it, showing it hot, sweat off of it.
Now, this is a good tip. A lot of folks in business will say, fake it till you make it. Our CRV is saying, cover it up until you're ready to go on screen. What do y'all think about that tip?
Whoa, did you just say Matt had to cover it up, make it till he breaks?
I don't know. I blur my face so I look better. That's the key for me.
Yeah, I think voiceover. Yeah.
I'm still faking it.
Oh, I am too.
I don't know. I feel like both of you have made it. I'm pretty sure. Y'all are rocking it.
I have fun.
Hey, I'm the lag behind. Don't forget.
No, you're not a lag behind.
Well, our next video, so that was not our first video from Adventures in Pop-Ups. They shared one with us quite a while back. And I don't remember thinking that it was a bad video, but I remember we had a lot more to discuss. The one that we just watched from them, I think we were all in agreement. It was amazing. So guys, kudos to you. Your videos have really taken off, and it's making your channel take off. I'm in some Facebook groups where people talk about how to grow their YouTube channels, and there are always great tips in there. But one of the groups in particular, it always comes back to somebody will come in and say, I'm having this trouble and this trouble and this trouble. How can I grow my channel? And always somebody points them back to make better videos. Like, that's it. Make better videos. People will want to watch them. And you guys are rocking it. And I'll tell you who else is starting to make better videos is Doreen from Camping Therapy. And we've looked at several of her videos. And what I really like is that she keeps coming back and saying, all right, here are the things you told me to work on. What do you think? And actually, the one we're about to show from Camping Therapy, she didn't send to vIDLIFT. She sent it to me. And she said, Scott, you had talked about this on vIDLIFT. What do you think about this? Well, I looked at it and I was so amazed. I had to go back and say, can we please watch this on vIDLIFT? And you know, she's so nice. She said, I just don't want to be selfish. Y'all have already looked at a couple of my videos. And I said, listen, you're doing the stuff that we're talking about. Can we please show it? So she was willing to let us look at it. So here is a video from Camping Therapy. And specifically what she was working on in this was she had some music under her video. And we were talking about the timing of the music. Some of the clips weren't lining up to the music. And we were just suggesting how to fix that. So what we're going to look at is a bit of a slideshow. It's mostly pictures and there's music under. What I'd like you guys to look at is, one, do her pictures line up with the music? And two, is the music easy? Some music is easier to line up the pictures with than others. Is this an easy one, or did she choose one that wasn't a good match? So we're going to watch this from Camping Therapy. And if you guys would help us out in the chat, just type what you see. Here we go. This is Camping Therapy. So the question was, did she line up the video to the music, and was the music a good one to line up pictures to? So we're going to go in reverse order. What do you think, Steve? How'd she do?
That's not reverse order, but that's okay.
Dave went first last time, didn't he?
No.
Oh.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay, now it's good. No, I thought she did pretty good. First off, I love the music. Stop moving me around. Now I don't know where I'm at. First off, I love the music. I use that same music in some of my videos, and I sort of like the style. It's sort of hillbilly. I don't know, but I love the music. I thought she did very well with her clips, her pictures, up to the point that she showed some video, and it was video looking over the side of the mountain, and it sort of wandered a little bit. I didn't think it really had a fit to the music, but it was okay. I think with her clips, even though they lined up, I'd like to see them move a little bit, you know, a little zoom in, zoom out, maybe fade one side or the other. But I thought she did a good job.
I don't know why when I hit unmute, it just like makes me do it twice. I guess I'm, one of those people. You can hear me now. Don't pretend like you can't. Stop that. So love the music. Fantastic. Timing was good in the beginning, and then it kind of lost itself somewhere. And then later it felt like it was trying to catch up. It was just off a little bit. It's hard to do. I mean, you really have to be able to, if you've got an editor where you can stretch your timeline out, where you can really see the music beats in the audio part, it's much easier to time where your pictures are. But If you don't, this is a tough thing to do, and I think you did pretty good. I love that. I love that you were trying to show this trail, but when you got to the mountain scene, I felt like this is one of those things that I'm another nitpick about. Like, I don't like drive videos. I don't like when you backtrack. So like you go one direction and then you go back over that direction. And if you go too fast, then we don't get to see anything. So just cut one of them and let's just do one a little slower so we can enjoy the moment, and then maybe do another angle. But making that all in one cut, it's tough to follow. And some people, believe it or not, can get motion sickness if they go too fast. Not that yours was too fast, Doreen, but someone else knows this. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, good video. Yes. Enjoyed very much. Yes. Match music. Very well done. Very good. There is no try. I can't do it. Yeah, I saw Yoda in the video. Very nice, Doreen. I loved it. Great video. The music was perfect. Definitely made me feel like I was in Tennessee. That's for sure. I know we've talked about it before, and if you could have just put some kind of zoom on those photos, would have been perfect. It is a little bit of work, that is true, but it would have made a huge difference. I would say the first 7 months, 8 months of our YouTube channel, I had a lot of videos that were like this, where I just put the picture there, and you did great with your timing. I mean, I was actually counting. It was like 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. It was perfect. If you could just add some kind of little bit of a zoom to it, would have been great. And the other thing too, looking at that mountain, when you look into things that are really far off and you're moving, you can't really tell that you're moving. It was only when you caught a little bit of rock on the bottom that we could really tell you were moving. So if you could do something with your phone or camera or whatever it is you're using to try to get something that's closer at the bottom to help that feel of movement as you were looking down, because it was a beautiful view and it definitely deserved to be shown like you did. And I felt like the fact that we were getting still photographs at a slower music, and then you moved to moving video at when the beat kind of kicked off, it was perfect. So yeah, if you could have just done something, grab a little bit of more, something closer to the ground as you move sideways to show the mountain, would have been awesome. Sorry, my Yoda impression was terrible.
It's okay, buddy. We've come to expect terrible from you. So I want to say kudos to Doreen, because I remember that last video we had talked about. It was all about lining up the video to the music, and you nailed it. I mean, those first couple were right on. It was perfect. One trick you can do, there were a couple as you got farther in that didn't line up perfectly. So as you go back and you watch it right before you publish it, and you go, oh, that didn't line up, you got two options. You can go back in and edit it and move that over to where it's perfect, but then you got to adjust everything that comes after it. Or do like you did later on in the video, grab a transition, put a transition in there, and now you've got a fade that eases in. And you don't want to do that on every picture, but if you do that here and there to cover up a mistake like that, it'll look like you're just really smart and you're just giving us different transitions. So because if it's not perfectly on, but the transition is going to take this long, we won't notice it's not perfectly on. So that's a trick you can plug in, but kudos for putting them. So many of them are right on the beat. It was really, really good. When you get to the video segment, it looks like you've got your camera and you're getting it where you want it, and then you start moving. What I would do is cut out the getting it where you want it, go straight to the where you're panning across. Sometimes though, I know, like, I'll have a clip like that, and then this good part is just so short, I just got to trash the whole clip. Or you take the good part where it's panning, where it's not shaky, it's just a panning, and just slow that down, because that's such a beautiful scene. Just slow it down, cut out the shaky part, put in just the smooth part and slow it down. Let us see all of it. I think that's one thing that would help that. And it's only because everything else was so good that that was even a big deal. And we talked we've talked before about some music is really hard to find the beat and find where the timing is for changing stuff. This one was perfect. I don't know if y'all noticed there's a banjo under there and it's going bong ticka 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 bong ticka 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 bong ticka. I mean, it is just right. It's so easy to find. This one was perfect. Now farther on, you'll notice it was bong ticka 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 bong ticka. Later it goes bong ticka bong ticka bong. You might would want to start changing your photos every 2 beats, just like that, to line it up with the music. It may not be the effect you're looking for, but just notice where the music changes. That might be a time. Oh, well, that could be when I hit the top of the trail and you show a different view, or you just start showing more pictures. But like I said, that might not have been your desired effect, but it could have been. And I'm going to say what everybody else said when you showed Yoda. I liked it. That was really cool. And just maybe add a zoom there so that we're coming in on Yoda. Oh, there he is. Maybe some motion to the other picture. Just pan from one side to the. I think pan's the right word. Move from one side to the other. Zoom in a bit. Pull out a little bit. That'd be the only thing I'd say about the pictures. Maybe add some movement to that. But I really, really like what you've done on this video. I think it's really cool. And you're calling me out. Yes, this is what I do. This is my thing. Everybody, we're gonna take this one more time, and we're gonna watch this 1 minute clip. And if you'll do like you did before, we're gonna play it one more time. If you'll type in the chat some things that are really cool, some things we might want to work on, and we'll discuss those here in just a minute. But this is the 1 minute clip from Camping Therapy again.
Okay, I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Go ahead. What you got?
Okay.
Do it, Donovan.
First of all, when you make clips, this is a tip that I think is important, because what Scott said about timing, I first shook my head and go, that has nothing to do with the rest of the video. It shouldn't affect the timing at all. But I know why it doesn't affect mine, and it shouldn't affect yours. And here's how. Always give a little lead time on each end of your whatever you're filming. So a still moment, then start your filming, and then have a still moment at the end, or just continue it on a little longer than you wanted. And here's why. So when you went to adjust that one, you weren't at the end of this video. You could have pulled that piece in as you move this piece over, and then your timing on the rest of it does not change, and you don't have to worry about redoing it all. So remember, one can be a little longer and the other one's a little shorter. You can keep moving those around till you find the sweet spot when you're doing the music part. So that's a tip for that.
That is a great tip. Can you explain it one more time just to make sure we all got it? That is really smart.
So if I'm going to film just Scott, right? I'm filming, or just me, since that's what you can see. And I'm going to go across. So I'm going to stop, or I'm going to get right here and I'm going to start it when I'm really trying to get to here as I come in. And then I'm going to go even further than I wanted, where I wanted to stop. Now I've got this part over here and this part over here that I can move in and out a little bit and make it shorter or longer, however I need, so the music can stop perfectly because I got leeway. And on my next clip, I do the same thing, and then I can keep moving till I find the Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, so when you adjust the beginning of this clip to make something match, you've got room to adjust the end of the clip to make the rest of them still match. That's really smart, Donovan.
You know, everybody got it when you did it, because you said it like this and I said it like this. I should have done it this way.
Well, it's just that you did it wrong. That's all. I mean, it's okay. Everybody.
All right, so here's something else. So right after, I wish we went like another 8 seconds. And Doreen, I adore you. So listen to this. Your first font was fantastic. I could read it crystal clear. It was beautiful. It made sense, and it really had presence on the screen. When we go to the very next clip where we cut it off, it's black on dark wood, and I couldn't read it. It was hard to read, so I had to back up and try to read it again. I just want everybody to know, anytime you put a font up, fancy fonts are nice to look at, but unless they're easy to read, don't use them. Don't use these, what do you call that fancy pen with the line? What is that? Calligraphy. Don't use those. Nobody can read that on a quick note like this, right? So that's advice. So if you're going to put a font up, make sure people can read it, and it's a color that's completely separated, or put a border around that font so that you can read it with any background. They're quiet because I'm so mean.
No, I was looking at all the comments over here.
I don't think you're mean.
Go ahead, Steve. Steve, what you got?
Oh, I just wanted to ask, number one, music. How do you decide on what music to put with what video? What sort of drives you to a particular style or mood or something?
For me, it's the style or the mood. And that brings me to the thing I wanted to talk about as well. In the thing that I use, where I get my music. What's the word I'm trying to say? The place where I get my music, you can sort by genre or what instruments are in there or mood. And that's what I do. Like if I'm going to be in the mountains, I'm going to say, I'm going to want to hear guitar and banjo. And that takes out a good chunk of the music and gets me close right there. I want it at a medium tempo or a slow tempo or whatever. I want some fiddle in there. And next
you
thing
really
you know,
run a filter, don't you?
Exactly. Or if I'm doing a silly video running around Philadelphia doing dumb things, maybe I want some hokey music. So I want to filter by funny or happy or fast. And those are the things. That's how it is on mine. The one I use is Artlist. How is it on y'all's, and what do y'all use?
Well, I use YouTube, and you can sort by genre, mood. You can also not by beats. I haven't seen anything in there that you can sort by beats, but you can sort by instrument and things like that.
You know, when I want to talk about, what you just said, Scott, this is all I think of.
Getting ready for a big day? Like your hairdo? Do you like it?
That's never gonna get old.
If you get some looks, put an inner tube around yourself and go jump in a kiddie pool in a big city. You'll get some looks. Maybe
you jumping in was so great. But seriously, I don't even search as tight as you guys do. I just pick just a genre or just an emotion, a mood or something, and then I go forever, because the music to me, believe it or not, Scott, is so important to me that I actually would rather listen to a whole bunch, because I find some things I'm like, oh, I kind of like that about that, but that's not the one. And then I hear another one and I'm like, there's one part I like. And then all of a sudden I found a song like it has everything that I was looking for. So I don't search as quite as narrowed down as a lot of people do. I like just pick one category and I just like running through them. I don't mind taking the time because I really value the music.
And what's the one you use? Where do you get your music?
Epidemic Sound, and I use YouTube. And so
you've heard Epidemic Sound, Artlist, and YouTube. So guys, if you're not using some sort of service, that's the word I was looking for. If you're not using some sort of service to provide your music for you, go find something. Artlist and Epidemic Sound, there is a monthly or annual fee. Steve has figured out how to do it without paying money. Steve gets all his off YouTube. Steve, if I wanted to find music on YouTube, how would I do that?
Go to the right-hand side of your YouTube analytical dashboard thing. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. It'll say audio library. Oh, I said right side, left side.
Left side.
This side, left. Wait. That side. Your left,
You know,
my right.
It's funny. I hardly ever use YouTube except when I do collaborations. Then I have to because I don't know what they have unless I can call them ahead of time.
Oh my goodness.
What do you use, Jason Momoa?
I'm too intimidated to speak right now in the presence of Moby's second cousin below me.
And he muted. Did you see what Camping Therapy said?
No.
Where she said I was dad of the year?
No, I'm
She's
sure
right.
she didn't say that. Although you are a pretty good dad, I have to admit. So she said this.
Oh. Yep.
So if you shorten one, lengthen the other one next to it. So if together you can keep you don't mess everything up beyond you. That's it right there.
Oh, what was Doreen asking for here?
Can I see it? Oh, you mean show how to get to the YouTube music? I'm not sure what
No,
you
this
meant.
was before that.
No. Ask her again. Doreen, what are you talking about? Can I see it at VidLift? What do you want to see?
Keep playing until I feel it. I run the music on one tab while playing video in Filmora till it feels right. Wow, that's a tough way to do it.
Oh, Texas Family Camping says he uses he tries to filter by instrument and epidemic sound, and that's the one thing they aren't able to do in there.
I mean, I'm always looking for kazoo music, but I can't find it anywhere.
Yep.
Oh, I found some.
I mean, not my own.
Oh, all right.
I didn't want it to sound professional, for crying out loud.
Oh, here's a good tip. If you find what works.
Oh,
I'll tell you, the people that do like talking head videos out of their bedroom or whatever, those people find their 3, 4, 5 songs and they just keep using them over and over. This one is this mood. This is this type of video. Just keep using it. If it works.
I need to make a retraction. I just went back to Epidemic Sound, typed in kazoo. Nothing there said that kazoo, but as I played the first couple songs, they all had kazoo in them. So maybe there is a background filter in Epidemic Sound that's just not listed anywhere here that says this is a song with kazoo in it.
That's great. I did not know that. Thank you. I love learning stuff on this show.
Donovan, I'm going to turn to you because this was your comment about Camping Therapy's video. She wanted to say, can I see it? Where it was.
I can do it if you want.
Yeah, share that with us if you can get to it. I remember what he was saying was there was wood and there was dark lettering and it was just hard to read. But the one before it, I think where it was Yoda, it was white and it was easy to read that. And that's what Donovan was telling us about.
All right.
Yeah, to pause it, you'll probably have to pull it up on YouTube.
You know what? I got you.
Do it, Donovan.
Are you sure, Donovan? Have you done a live stream before?
He has done a live stream before.
That's good.
I didn't say it was good.
There it is. It just took a while to catch up to me. All right, here we go. So, I wish I could make it bigger. But here we go. Stop it. Man, you are terrible.
Thanks, Steve Turtle. Calm down.
It was something Jill said.
Right.
Yeah. That is kind of hard to see, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't mind. This font is not really a hard font to read. I like them cleaner than that, but this font's not hard to read because if we go back and we look at where she did the first one, it was super clear and easy to see.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And I could read that fine. So always think about the background. I see people do this so much, even in their thumbnails. They use a font that gets hidden with some of the background. So here's the trick. If you can find a font maker or a way to do your titles where you do white and then it outlines with a black outline around your white, then it can go on anything. You can find that tool for however you do it. That's what'll work for you.
She says she wonders if she tried white. Oh, look, I found a way to cover up Steve's face. YouTube just thanked me. Man, that was awesome. She said, I wonder if I tried white first. Do y'all ever find that you're editing a thumbnail or putting text or something on a video, and because of the colors in your image or in your background, you can't find just the right colored font to put on that? I ran into that the other day, and I knew kind of what I wanted, but I couldn't get it to fit. I was so frustrated.
So what I do is I put everything where I want, and I don't care what it looks like at first. So I get my lettering, my little emoji, if it's a laughing video, whatever, and I put them all on there and get them about where I want. Then I go back over and say, do I need to put a black line or a circle around the emoji? Does he need to stand out? Do I need to put a black square behind my white words so you can really see it? And does that work, or is it going to affect the actual picture? And I do all the fine tuning after I get the layout I love.
In Photoshop and Adobe, there is something called stroke. So after I've got the words that I want, I click on FX, then I click on stroke, and then I can add a different color around the letters.
Yeah,
kind of like circles around Steve Turtle's eyes.
I thought I was going for the big one, like, red for a minute.
I'm coming home, Elizabeth. Coming home.
Yeah, that's right.
So the square you put behind the letters, what do you call that? The square? You said you put something behind the letters to make them show up better?
Yeah, like you just make a black rectangle and stick it behind it, and then put the letters on top, depending on your software. We always have to keep in mind, not everybody has the ability to do all these things.
Right. Okay.
But that's one way to do it. Or you move that lettering to where it's darker in the picture, or you change the picture angle or direction so the dark is where you want it.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways to do it, even if you don't have the fancy software.
I like to put the drop shadows in, and that's called different things in different programs. But basically, you can adjust. You can, like, you've got your letters, and then you put your dark behind it, but you can adjust what angle that dark is at. You can adjust how dark it is or how light it is. Yeah, that is really handy. And you can do it in such a way that you don't even notice it's there. It's I think on the one I use, it's called like a lift. You put a lift on it, and you can't really tell sometimes that you've even added anything.
So Camping Therapy's last, she's got a question there.
Yeah.
Last one.
How do you blur a license plate in Filmora?
I don't think you have to. Can you do it? Can't you do the blurring in YouTube?
You can blur it. You can
save as a video.
Yeah. You can go into an editor there and do it. I'm
YouTube
not sure.
has its own blurring thing that you can do. So if you make it not public first and publish it not public, Doreen, then you can look at it, and there's an editor in there that YouTube allows you to blur whatever you need. I wish we had ways of showing this stuff live, but there's so much to doing that.
Yeah, I have Filmora. I can look at it and see if there's a blur in there that you can apply. I think there is. Filmora is.
And Doreen, I'm so glad you changed the spelling of that word, because I didn't know what you meant. I'm teasing you, Doreen. It is unlisted right now. Good. Then that's what you need to do is go in there, and YouTube has its own editor, and it'll give you the blur option, and you can actually, I think you make a square or something. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I've only had to use it once, but it's in there.
And there's Desert Adventures in Arizona saying they just did that.
See, Steve knows. That's awesome.
Oh.
Yep, very good. Matt was talking about what you said about drop shadows and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Full-Time Dream says you can erase it also. See, I didn't even know that because I have never used that.
Well, if you would have noticed, I just put that up on the screen so you would have known, but it's okay.
But you didn't mention it. I mean, if you don't say Full-Time Dream, they get no credit for their idea.
I didn't have to. They're giving away $10 million on their channel, though. I don't know if y'all
That is, they do that. Yes.
Just tune in.
I thought it was 100.
That's fine. They'll give you that too. They don't mind.
Oh.
I mean, sometimes Scott says 10,000, 100 million, so I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yesterday it was 10,000 million.
I think that was his kids, not Scott. That was his kids.
Yeah, they've got more money than I do.
All I hear is 222.
Hey, I would like some ice cream sundaes for breakfast. That's all I'd like.
I mean,
worthwhile.
especially if it's dripping off the side of the bowl and it gets your hands on. You're like, man, I'm in bed. What am I going to do with this?
In my
is going
bed,
everywhere?
in the
Wine,
RV.
wine, wine. That's all I heard during that moment.
You eat ice cream in your bed?
Oh God.
I did
And
that.
wine and ice cream.
So if you guys haven't seen Scott McGuire's on Tires' latest video, you need to go watch it because it is hilarious. Your haircuts never look so good ever.
Well, I think the kids enjoyed it more than he did.
You think?
Yeah.
We all had a good time for sure.
You're such a good dad. They're like, what do I do to this?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a good video.
Thank you. Let's talk. Let's say we got 4 minutes.
All right.
In 4 minutes, why don't you guys tell me the best investment you made for YouTube? Was it a camera? Was it a stick? Was it a remote controlled something? Was it an expensive something or was it an inexpensive something? What was the best investment you made for YouTube? I'm going to tell you mine. It was little business cards. On one side, it's got our logo. And on the other side, it says, come follow our adventure. And it's got a QR code. People can scan it, come find our channel. Yep, just like that. And that way, if we're going to film somewhere, I put 5 or 6 of them in my pocket. When somebody says, hey, what are you doing? I hand it to them as we start talking. And now they've got it as we walk away. So that was our YouTube investment that I think, and it's not expensive to make little business cards. You can get like, I don't know, 10 million of them for like $4 or something. It's crazy how much you can get. Dave, Donovan, Steve, how about you guys? What's your best investment for YouTube you've ever made?
Why you look at me?
Because you're next.
I'm cheap. I don't spend any money.
Mine was actually building relationships on YouTube was my best investment. I can't tell you how much the people and the channels and the stuff that I met and learned, how they helped me grow. And I mean, not just grow in numbers. I mean, grow as a creator, and taught me, hey, you really should think about this. You should check this out. It's the people that gave me all these tips and stuff that made things really work for me. So that's been my best investment. And it didn't cost anything but time.
Yep. Steve, Dave, what do you think?
Engagement ring.
I'm still thinking about it.
Epidemic Sound. I think that the music, I mean, I could say the cameras all day long. I've done a lot with cameras. I've learned a lot about them and everything. But I think that if I would have just used my phone and the cheapest editing software out there, and then the best music for Epidemic Sound, I could have still made some awesome videos.
Yep.
Yep.
Steve, stuffed animals?
No.
Multiple personalities?
No. I would have to say it has not been done yet.
Your best investment has not been done yet?
Nope.
It's his glasses collection.
Oh, that's been a good one.
No, that's not it. I can't think of one thing. I mean, I bought a gimbal. It helps. It's nice. I bought an external microphone for my phone, and a dead cat. Those things are great. But I tell you, to make YouTube videos, if you have a good cell phone that takes good pictures and good videos, that's really all you need. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. I do what Scott says. I hand out stickers as I travel around. If someone starts a conversation and we start talking about it, I'll pass out a sticker or two. That's sort of a marketing thing. But like a single investment, I don't know. I don't really
Green
look at
screen
it that way.
has elevated you.
I use videos. That's a good website for graphics. I enjoy that. I invested in StreamYard, and I'm able to use all the backgrounds and things like that. So I don't know if there's like a single investment that I thought that really propelled me. Yeah, I know I'm talking too much. Anyway, yes.
4 minutes here.
I think I used all the 4 minutes.
That's what Jill said.
Yes.
Y'all, we do this thing, this VidLift thing, every Tuesday night at 8 Central, 9 Eastern. And we would be so honored if you'd be willing to join us next Tuesday at 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Who's hosting next week, fellas?
I think I've got duties.
All right.
Why are we licking our wrists?
And I think you're going to get a K&R video.
Come join us next week and see what Dave has planned. Y'all have a good evening. See ya.
Come on!
So, who gave you control? I'm trying to host a show here.